8 May 2021 Morning Murli Om Shanti BapDada Madhuban. Sweet children, ask yourself, have I become a conqueror of my physical senses? Do any of my physical senses deceive me? Question. What should each one of you children promise yourself in order to become karmatit? Answer. Promise yourself that none of your physical senses will ever make mischief. I have to control my physical senses. I definitely have to put into practice all the directions Baba has given. Baba says, sweet children, if you want to become karmatit, don't perform sinful actions through any of your physical senses. Maya is very powerful. The eyes are very deceitful, and this is why you must take care of yourself. Om Shanti. Children, are you sitting here in soul conscious? Ask yourself this. Each of you has to ask yourself everything. The Father shows you the way. Ask yourself, are you sitting here in soul consciousness? Am I remembering the Father? This is your spiritual army. The other armies, it is only young ones who enroll. In this army, there are young ones who are only 14 to 15 years old, and even old ones who are 90 years old, as well as infants. This is the army to conquer Maya. Each of you has to conquer Maya and claim your unlimited inheritance from the Father, because Maya is very powerful. You children can understand for yourself that Maya is very powerful. Each of the physical senses causes a lot of deception. Which physical sense deceives you the most? It is the eyes that deceive you the most. Even though someone may have a wife of his own, when he sees another beautiful woman, he is very quickly attracted to her. His eyes deceive him such a lot that his heart wants to touch her. It has been explained to you children that your intellects must always understand that you Brahma Kumaris and Kumaris are brothers and sisters. Maya deceives you a great deal in a very incognito way. This is why you should also write in your chart which of the physical senses deceived you throughout the day. The eyes are the worst enemy. Therefore, you should write that when you saw so and so, your eyes were drawn. There is the example of Surdas, someone who blinded himself because his eyes deceived him. He blinded himself. When you check yourself, you will find that your eyes deceive you the most. Sometimes a man leaves his own wife and becomes besotted with another beautiful woman. His eyes very quickly cause mischief. Be drawn if someone is a very good singer and has put on beautiful makeup. This is why Baba says this eyes deceives you a lot. Although you may be doing service, your eyes deceive you a lot. You have to be very cautious of this enemy. Otherwise, it is understood that you are destroying your own status. Sensible children who note down in their diaries, when I saw so and so, my vision was drawn to that one. In that case, you should punish yourself on the path of devotion too. If their intellects wander in other directions while they are praying, they pinch themselves. When such a woman comes in front of you, you should move away. You shouldn't just stand there watching her. The eyes cause a lot of deception, and this is why sannyasis sit with their eyes closed. The men sit at the front and make the woman sit at the back. There are some sannyasis who don't look at women at all. You children have to make a lot of effort. It is not a small thing to claim the fortune of the kingdom of the world. Those people would probably collect 10, 12, 20,000 or 1 or 200,000 or a million. However, everything will then be destroyed. You children receive the imperishable inheritance. You attain everything. There is nothing to attain for which you would have to beat your head. There is the difference of day and night between the end of the Iron Age and the beginning of the Golden Age. There is nothing here. This is now your most elevated confluence age. You must definitely write the term most elevated. It didn't take God long to change humans into deities. You have now become Brahmins. People are in complete darkness. There are many who won't be able to see heaven. The Father says, children, your religion is one that gives a lot of happiness. People don't understand anything. Even the people of Bharat have forgotten what heaven was. Christians speak of the existence of heaven. Lakshmi and Narayan are called a god and goddess. Therefore, it is definitely only God who would make them that. The Father explains, you have to make a lot of effort. Look at your charts every day. Which physical senses deceived me today? Even the mouth deceives a great deal. In the early days, Baba used to hold a court in which everyone would confess to mistakes they had made. I secretly took something and ate it. Even some daughters from very good homes would admit this. Maya attacks you in this way. To eat something secretly is stealing. That too from shivbaba's yagya. That is very bad. Someone who steals even a straw is the same as someone who steals 100,000. Maya completely catches hold of you by your nose. This is a very bad habit. What would you become if you have bad habits? It is not a big thing to go to heaven, but there are different levels of status there. There is so much difference between kings and subjects. The physical senses deceive you a great deal. You should be cautious of them. If you want to claim a high status, you have to follow the Father's directions fully. The Father gives directions and Maya comes in between and creates obstacles. The Father says, don't forget, otherwise there will be great repentance at the end. You will then also have visions of failing. You now say that you will change from an ordinary human into Narayan. But you must check yourself and also write your charts. There are many who hardly understand this or put it into practice. However, Baba says you will progress a lot by doing this. You should write your chart for the whole day. One's eyes deceive one a lot. When someone sees another, he will think that she is very nice and will then talk to her. Then his heart's desire would be to give her a gift or to give her tasty things to eat. He would be constantly thinking about her. You children understand that this requires a lot of effort. The physical senses deceive you a lot because this is the kingdom of Ravan. The Father says there is nothing to worry about there because the kingdom of Ravan does not exist there. There is nothing to worry about at all. If there were worries, there too, what would then be the difference between heaven and hell? You children are studying with God in order to attain a very high status. The father explains, Maya makes you defame me. You defamed me, and I came and uplifted you. Children, if you have impure vision, you will cause yourselves a loss. The destination is very high. This is why Baba says, look at your own chart. Did I perform any sinful action? Did I deceive anyone? You now have to become conquerors of sinful actions. No one apart from you children knows about the area of the conquerors of sinful actions. The father explains that it is now 5,000 years since the era of the conquerors of sinful actions. Then, when they perform sinful actions, they go onto the path of sin. There are the terms action, neutral action, and sinful action. The actions people perform in the kingdom of Maya are sinful. There are no vices in the golden age. There are no sins accumulated there. Only you know those things because each of you receives a third eye of knowledge. You have become the ones with a third eye. It is the Father who makes you Trikaladarshi and Trinetri because you have become theist. You have also become Trikaladarshi. You have the secrets of the whole drama in your intellects. There is the incorporeal world, the subtle region, the corporeal world, and the cycle of 84 births, and how the founders of other religions come. They cannot grant you salvation. They cannot even be called gurus. Only the one Father is the bestower of salvation for all. Everyone is now to receive salvation. Those people are founders of religions, not gurus. Founders of religions are instruments to establish a religion. They don't grant anyone salvation. Neither can anyone receive salvation by remembering them, nor can anyone's sins be absolved. All of that is devotion. The father explains Maya is very powerful. There is a war with her. You are the Shiv Shakti Pandava army. All of you are Pandavas, guides. You show everyone the path to the land of peace and the land of happiness. You are guides. You tell everyone to remember the Father so that their sins can be absolved. If someone then performs sinful actions, he also accumulates 100-fold punishment. As far as possible, don't perform any sinful actions. The physical senses deceive you a lot. The Father understands that from each one's activities, children experience storms of Maya. It is only when there is the awareness of men and women that there are storms. So, there has to be such a control over your eyes. I am the child of shivbaba. Some children even make a promise to the Father and have a Rakhi tied. But in spite of that, Maya deceives them a lot and they can't free themselves. Only when you control your physical senses can you reach your karmatit stage. It is easy to say that you will become Lakshmi and Narayan, but there also has to be understanding. The Father says, put the directions into practice. Continue to say, Baba, Baba. We will claim our full inheritance from Baba. We will never ever find such a teacher anywhere else. If even the deities don't know these things, how could those of other religions who come later know anything? Baba says, even if this one says something, just consider it to be shivbaba who is saying it. Don't think that it is this Dada who is saying it. This is my chariot. What can he do? I am giving you children the kingdom. This chariot is not doing that. He is a complete beggar. He is also claiming his inheritance from Baba. Just as you are making effort, so this one is doing the same. He is also leading a student life. I have taken this chariot on loan. He is now impure. You are now studying in order to become Patya worship deities, to become deities from human beings. If this is not in someone's fortune, he would say that he has doubts about how Shivbaba comes and teaches, that he doesn't understand this at all. Your sins cannot be absolved without having remembrance of the Father. There will then have to be full punishment. A kingdom is being established. A king had so many maids. Baba has had a lot of connection with kings. Maids are given as part of the dowry. Since there are so many maids here, just think how many there would be in the golden age. This is also a kingdom that is being established. Baba knows what each one is doing. Baba can tell any of you from your chart what you would become if you were to die now. You will all reach your karmatit stage at the end number wise. This is an income. People are so busy earning an income that they are on the telephone even during their meals. Such people cannot take knowledge. Only poor and ordinary ones come here. The wealthy say that they don't have time. Oh, all you have to do is to remember the Father so that your sins are absolved. Baba repeatedly explains to you, sweetest children, give everyone this message so that none can say that they didn't know that Shivbaba had come. Throughout the day, just continue to say Baba, Baba. Some daughters remember Baba a great deal. Some children have tears of love just mentioning Shivbaba's name. They are so eager to come and meet him. They haven't even seen Baba and yet they are so desperate to meet him. Whereas those who have seen him don't believe in him. They shed tears of love while sitting far away. It is a wonder many have visions of Brahma. As you progress further, many will have visions. When a person is dying, many others go to him and tell him to remember God. You too should remember Shivbaba. The father says, children, continue to make up time in your efforts. Whenever you have an opportunity, make up time. The income is huge. Some are such that no matter how much you explain to them, it just doesn't sit in their intellects. The father says, don't become like that. Benefit yourself. Follow the father's Srimad. The father is making you the most elevated human beings of all. This is your aim and objective. Baba continues to show you so many ways to do service. You have to give everyone the message so that they understand that you are telling them the truth. It is only through this word that there will be peace and happiness in Bharat in particular and the world in general. You have to print such leaflets in all languages. Bharat is huge. Everyone has to know about it so that no one can say that he wasn't aware of it. You would say, oh, but we dropped leaflets from aeroplanes, printed it in the papers and you didn't wake up. This has also been shown. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, BapDada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says Namaste and good morning to the spiritual father. Essence for the dharana. First point, check all the bad habits you have in yourself and make effort to remove them. Keep your chart with honesty. Follow the father's directions. Second point, don't perform any such actions through which you would dishonor the father's name. Be concerned for your own progress. Don't have the slightest bad vision. Blessing. May you make your fortune elevated by renouncing body consciousness and become an embodiment of success. Explanation. By renouncing body consciousness, that is, by becoming soul conscious, you will experience having all relationships with the Father and having all powers. This experience is the most elevated fortune of the confluence age. When you adopt this method taught by the bestower, there will be expansion and you will also receive total success because of your bodily relations and your love for them. You renounced your crown, throne and your original form. Therefore, out of love for the Father, can you not renounce your body consciousness? With this one renunciation, you will receive the fortune of everything. Slogan. In order to become free from anger, instead of being selfish, become selfless and transform any form of desire. Om Shanti